the fourth day final event of Grace International's Virtual Fair 2020. We have already completed 10 events in the first 4 days, and we'll also be going live tomorrow with 3 more events to come. As you all know, we've been talking to representatives from different Australian universities and higher education providers regarding courses, fees, and a bunch of other stuff. Today we'll be talking about Australian Technical and Management College, commonly known as ATMC among NAPLI students. And ATMC itself provides vocational and pathway courses. However, for international students, ATMC in partnership with Federation and University of Sunshine Coast provides master's and bachelor's courses in business and IT. Today we are joined by Lucinda, who is the client relationship manager at ATMC. Welcome, Lucinda, to the event.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Manish, for the short introduction. So, I would like to thank you, Grace International, for just giving us this opportunity and then privilege, to just share this information during this pandemic and uncertain time and very challenging time. So, let me just share a short presentation where we'll just discuss more about.
Before we start, Lucinda, I'd like to request all the participants with any queries. They can type it in the chat box here at Zoom, and we're also going live on Facebook with this event. So if you have any queries, and if it's convenient for you to put forward your queries on Facebook, you can do that as well.
Yeah. So let me just, give this short presentation, and then so that you'll get to know what we are up to during this time, and then share you about the information about our scholarship, about our assistance given during this COVID-19. So this presentation will take at least 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so let me just minimize this person. Cannot see anything. Okay, so this is an overview of ATMC. As you know, in ATMC, we have ATMC New Zealand, we have Federation University for Higher Education, we have vocational and skills in Baxter Institute. So here, I'll be focusing only about Australia, which we have in Federation University for the higher education. So in Federation University, there are, courses that is related to IT, business and management. And before I take you to the courses, let me talk about the campuses which we have in ATMC. So as you all know that, we have campuses in Melbourne and Sydney in Australia. We have a campus in Auckland in New Zealand, and we also have a campus in Canada that is in Toronto. So Toronto at the time, we are only recruiting for the onshore students. So all these campuses are in the CBD area, and they are based in the hearts of the city. So what I meant is based in the CBD area and then located in the CBD area is that the students are easy, to just to commute in the campus, or maybe to just get a part-time job, or maybe to just enjoy the city life. So even traveling to the campus, it will take hardly 20 to 30 minutes. So before I take you to the course, let me just give you a quick highlight about Federation University. So Federation University is ranked 5 in Australia, in Victoria for the student support. It is also ranked 8 in Australia for the overall experience, the skill development and the teaching quality. So Federation University students who are being graduated, from Federation University getting a degree, they also get a salary of 62,600 AUD per annum. So a student can study in ATMC's campus in Sydney and Melbourne, and get the same privilege, and then study the same course, and then which is being delivered in Federation University itself, and get the degree from Federation University itself by studying in ATMC's campus in Sydney and Melbourne. So let me just take you to the course section. So which I have mentioned, we have very limited and then specific course in Federation University in higher education. So in undergrad program, we have Bachelor of Business, which is available only in Melbourne campus. So in Bachelor of Commerce, which is specialized in accounting. We have Bachelor of Information and Technology. And in this BIT course, we have 4 subspecialization, that is mobile networking system, networking and security, software development, business information system. So these are like, I'll just, talk about this 4 specialization in my later slide. And in master, we have Master of Business Administration, specialized in international business. We have Master of Professional Accounting. We have Master of Technology, specialized in software engineering, and then Enterprise System and Business Analytics. So all this master program and then undergrad program, we have campuses in both Melbourne and Sydney. So if I talk about this bachelor program, like, these are for 3 years. So we have intake throughout the year, March, July, and November. And for the intake that is for postgrad program, the intake remains the same. So we have intake similar to the bachelor program throughout the year, March, July, and November. So let me take you to the scholarship part. So we also have this 20% scholarship for both undergrad and then postgrad. So 20% scholarship flat for each semester throughout the year. Suppose if the student is studying for an undergrad program, so there will be 6 semester where the student will be able to avail 20% each semester throughout the year. Likewise, for master program, there will be 4 semester where the student will be able to, avail 20% each throughout the year. So this is a slide where I wanted to discuss like whether like, the fee structure before and after the scholarship. So if you see this, fee structure for BIT and the other 4 subspecialization, the fees for 1 year is 24,300 AUD. So for 1 semester fees is 12,150, and after this 20% scholarship, the fees is 9,720. Likewise for BCom accounting and for business, the fees is 25,500 AUD, and after scholarship is 20,200 AUD. So basically the right extreme part is the fees which the student has to pay for 1 semester after deducting this 20% scholarship for the semester fees. So likewise for MPA and then for MBA and for MTech and then for health service management, like the fees is mentioned in the extreme right of this slide. So let me talk to you about the requirement of this bachelor. So for bachelor requirement, we have not changed anything, which I have mentioned about the 4 subspecialization program in IT. We have networking and security, we have software development, we have business information system, and we have mobile app development. So the requirement for all this undergrad program remains the same. We accept 2.80 CGPA overall from NEB boards. We do not accept married applicants in bachelor program. We do not accept PCLs, and then we do not accept diploma qualification for bachelor program. So we do accept 1 year of gap, because 1 year of gap can be explained in the statement of purpose, whether the student has done some short course or maybe has done some internship or maybe has been preparing for English classes. So for the requirement of master, again, like, the requirement remains the same. All the 3 universities in Nepal, that is Tribhuvan, Purvanchal, and then Pokhara University, they all comes under section 1 and 2. So we accept first and then second division students from the bachelor degree, and we do not accept 3 years of bachelor degree from Nepal. We accept 4 years of bachelor degree from Nepal. Like, if in case a student has completed 3 years of bachelor degree, maybe from overseas or maybe India, then we do accept. But however, like, 4 years of bachelor degree is acceptable only from Nepal. So there can be, case-to-case basis where a student is wanting to go for a master program and has 3 years of bachelor degree and then 2 years of master program. We still can accept that case, considering that 5 years of master program, 5 years of the student has completed 5 years of education. So we can still accept for a double master program. However, the course has to be different. So in terms of married applicant, which I have mentioned, like, we do not accept married applicants in bachelor, but we do accept married applicants in master. So the married has to be 1 year and 5 months old. So if in is willing dependent while going for studies, like, the dependent has to be at least graduate, or if the student is willing to travel alone, like, taking a single offer letter, at least the dependent has to be +2. So So the English requirement for undergrad and postgrad, let me just mention here, like, the requirement for all the master program remains the same with the requirement for undergrad, that is Bachelor of Business, and then Bachelor of Commerce specialized in accounting. So the requirement for business and then become specialized in accounting, rest of the master program, the requirement is 6, not less than 6. And for IT and other for subspecialization, the requirement is 6 with Nobel less than 5.5. We do have EAP in Federation University, that is 5 weeks and 10 weeks of EAP. So if the student is not meeting the requirement of IELTS, the student can still, send us a scorecard, we'll do the assessment whether the student will be eligible for 5 weeks of EAP or maybe 10 weeks of EAP. So for 5 weeks of EAP, the overall IELTS score has to be 6 with Nobel less than 5. And the overall IELTS score has to be 6, and there is no band less than 5.5 for BBA and then for BCom and then the rest of the master program. So for 10 weeks of EAP, the IELTS score has to be 6 with no band less than 5, and overall IELTS score of 5.5 with no band less than 5.5. So if in case like you're being hesitant, like you are not meeting the IELTS requirements, so you can always send the IELTS scorecard through Dress International, and then like we can do the assessment whether the student is being eligible for 5 weeks of EAP or maybe 10 weeks of EAP. So now we all are aware, every provider is being giving these services of online classes. So we are also taking the EAP classes online from Nepal itself. So we have successfully completed 5 weeks of EAP that has started in June 8th. So now we are again starting 5 weeks and then 10 weeks of EAP in the coming next month. So for 5 weeks of EAP, it will be starting from 31st August, and for 10 weeks, it will be starting from 17 August. So the fee structure for EAP is very less, is 220 AUD per week. We have given a discounted rate of 50 AUD, because the EAP fees for us is 270 AUD per week. However, we have given a discount of 50 AUD, so we are just delivering this EAP classes from Nepal itself with 220 AUD per week. So suppose for 5 weeks of EAP, it will be coming around 1100 AUD. So this is one of the main thing which everyone is being very intrigued and then being very curious, like what kind of support are we giving to the students during this tough time and uncertain time and this pandemic. So we are also giving this hardship scholarship up to 1500 AUD per student, where the student has been facing some problem, maybe losing a job, or maybe the parents are not able to send the money on time, or maybe they are running out of their pocket money, and then they're finding it difficult with no financial thing at this time of self-isolation. So we have already given this hardship scholarship to all the onshore students as a support during this pandemic. And we have also successfully started running the student help desk, where it's available 24/7. So any student who is in onshore having any problem can just contact in this number, 24/7 available. So, and the student will be assisted by the student support team, and they will resolve the query or concern of the student. Any kind of concern, they can just call this helpline number. And we also have this helpline number in India. So if any student from Nepal would like to take any, they have any concern of any query, they can just always call this India helpline number. Or maybe the student can always write an email in info@atmc.edu.au, and they also can raise the ticket in the given link provided here. So all the queries will be resolved within 24 hours. If in case the student support team doesn't are not able to resolve the query on the spot when the student call them, they will always take 24 hours to resolve the query. So all this information you'll be getting in the website of ATMC itself. So let us know if in case any student are facing problem. You can always advise them to just get in touch with the student support team in this number provided, which is available 24/7. So during this tough time, it's not easy for the student and for everyone to just help themselves stay away from the stress, or maybe stay motivated and stay strong. So we have exclusively running this classes only for the ATMC students. Apart from the online classes, we are also conducting these classes for mental strength. We're also conducting the classes for digital media. and we are also conducting the classes for jobs and career, and also like helping the students to just improve their communication skill with the English classes. So these are all extra classes which we have been running successfully since the time we have switched into online studies. So we have been running these classes successfully with the presence of so many students. So this was it. So this is what I was just telling you, like I'll just share this short information so that you'll get to know what we're up to, and then to know what kind of services and then support we're providing to the students during this COVID-19. So if in case anyone has any questions regarding to anything, you can just write me in the chat box, or maybe just.
Well, thank you, Lucinda.
Yeah.
That was a short one, but you had a lot of things to talk about. And it's
Yes,
very good
yes.
that ATMC is delivering EAP online. This is very rare because not many providers are offering this. And also for the $50 discount for the students. Thank you very much. Could you please tell us the number of hours every week that the student needs to invest for EAP?
Okay, so
EAP?
the EAP classes is happening as per the timetable provided to the student. So the EAP classes is happening Monday to Friday. So it can be 3 days or maybe 4 days in a day. Okay, so maximum 1 hour. So the classes is being run in the live session where the record sessions will be available if the student has missed the class, and also from 1 hour it can extend to 3 to 4 hours for EAP. But for the main classes, we are running the classes only for 1 hour, not more than that. However, for EAP it extends to 3 to 4 hours, or maybe 4 to 5 hours in a day.
So relating to the same topic, now the important question is, which are the students that are eligible for EAP online? Are those the ones with COEs, or even students with offer can do that?
Thank you so much, Manish. I really wanted to discuss this topic. So the EAP students are the students who does not need to send any financial. They don't have to go any GT. They just have to pay the fees and then just start taking their classes. They just have to pay the fees. They don't require.
The NOC hasn't been released yet.
Yes. So the students who are taking classes with us, they're just letting anyone who any relatives or maybe any friends or anyone who is staying in abroad, they're paying on behalf of the student. So this classes which we have started in the month of June. So we have got the payment that was being done from Australia, that was then being done from Japan, so many countries, because I'm sure the student must be having some relatives or maybe some friends in offices.
So
or maybe
you can basically do a direct bank transfer from an Australian account or account at all.
Yeah, or maybe a credit card from Nepal itself. So these are the two ways where the student can pay the fees for EAP.
Okay, relating to the same issue, what if the student doesn't get a visa or the GT is rejected afterwards?
Okay, so after completing this EAP class, we'll be providing a certificate the student has successfully completed the EAP class, where this certificate will be eligible or maybe globally recognized in any of the country and any of the education provider.
So there
it's
will
a win-win situation. Yeah, so it will be a win-win situation for the student, right? So it's not a loss of time or maybe money, they have studied the EAP with us. So maybe they can just use it when they apply to any of the provider.
And thank you also for the 20% scholarship for all students.
Yeah.
I don't think it was there before for the bachelor students.
Yes,
right?
so we were just giving 16% scholarship before. So we have just extended our scholarship to 20% for undergrad and then postgrad program for all the students for this July session. So for this July session, we are starting our classes from 27 July onwards. The orientation has been successfully completed.
So that 20% scholarship is only for the July session, is it?
For November as well. So we have extended the scholarship for the November. That's the reason I have just talking this slide of my presentation.
Because anyway, it's too late for July anyway. Let's talk about the 1 year gap that we talked about. It applies even for the bachelor students, right?
Yeah,
for the
the 1 year gap which I talk about is only for the bachelor program, but for master program, we'll be accepting 4 to 5 years of gap, because I'm sure the student applying for a master program must be having a work experience or maybe currently working, right?
So at the moment, 2019 pass out, 10 plus 2 pass out students are okay to apply at ATMC at the moment. Okay. Let's talk about the married case that we talked about
Yeah.
earlier. Is 18 months of marriage mandatory, or we can go like 14, 15 as well?
It will depend on the case-to-case basis, because we need to see the profile of the student, and then we can just
Mm-hmm.
consider it with the case-to-case basis. If even
Um,
let's say 2 to 3 months.
okay, okay. What about tourist visa rejections in the past? Would you accept those students?
No. We do not accept any kind of visa rejection.
Okay, that's a no-no, right?
Yeah.
Under 18?
Under 18, no. We do not accept under 18 as well.
So can someone who is gonna turn under 18, like at the time of lodgement apply? I mean, get the COE and then.
We can accept under 18 cases at a time if in case the student is turning 18, before he or she pays the fees.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Okay.
can accept
So
in that
what I was
case.
trying to ask is like, if someone is under 18 at the moment, can they still get an offer if they
Yes,
reach 18
definitely yes.
before visa
Definitely yes.
application?
Yes.
Okay. Moment, I think everyone is pretty well known with ATMC Fed. I'd like you to say some words, some motivating words for the students who couldn't apply because of COVID-19 and has lost a few months and are in a state of mental stress and don't know what the future will look like. And they want to go to Australia once the borders reopen. So, do you have anything motivating to say to them? Any
Yes.
suggestions?
So I know it's a very tough situation, very uncertain and very challenging for everyone as a whole, because it was very uncertain that things happen. So I would, advise the student not to stop dreaming, not to stop, planning for their, education in abroad, because this is just a temporary and we are just, getting used to the new normal, right? So I would, motivate them not to stop any process, because eventually, this will come to an end, right? So we have to stay strong, stay motivated, and keep dreaming and stay alive, and do not process the stop. Maybe they can also always get indulged into something staying at home, do something productive, or maybe they can always utilize the time which they have not got it for themselves during those
Absolutely,
times,
yes.
right?
Yes. So can we surely say that if the Australian border reopens, the November classes at ATMC Fed are going to be totally face-to-face, or still some part is going to be online?
So, this is again a good question, Manish. If in case the borders are being lifted, we are getting this.
Because, like in the past couple of days, we got an indication from the immigration that
Yes.
visas are going to be granted soon. And I heard that Indian students started getting visas as well.
Even the visas are being the outcome of visas are being given in Nepal as well, because I've seen some of the people sharing me the information that the visa has been granted. It's not only in India. So the High Commission has started releasing the outcome of the visa. So the VFS is still open. So if you have any visa that lodged yet, you can always lodge a visa rather than getting it delayed, since it's already been opened. So we have started to get a visa. So things have been very positive since today morning, starting to get the visa who are waiting for the past 2 to 3 months. And then couple of days there's a positive news and indication the Australian government is planning to welcome the international students. So I'm being very positive and hopeful things will be normal, and then the student will be welcomed by the Australian government in the November session, which is again very uncertain. But as news which we have been getting for the past few days, I'm very sure things will be normal and things will be better in the November session.
So going face to face doesn't only depend on the border reopening, right? It depends on other factors as well.
Yeah, definitely. If the borders doesn't open, we'll still continue to just deliver these online classes. But if the borders get lifted, there's no point of giving the online classes. The student can travel and always take the classes on campus as well.
So what is the minimum number of subjects a student has to study online?
The July session which we have started, the student need to study only one subject. So for November, we have not decided anything yet, because it's being a little bit back now, whether the borders will be lifted or not. So accordingly, we'll just keep updating you and then posting you what we are up to for the November.
So they'll have to pay for one subject at a discounted price of 20% discount, right?
Yeah.
So
So
what
like
about the
another.
refund? Are they gonna get the refund if the visa is not granted for these
Let me
subjects?
tell you, so for for studying this one subject online for July session, the student need to go the whole GT process. So they have to have a COE with them. Even though the visa is not lodged, they need to have a COE with them. So that's how we are providing so there are so many students who are not able to travel when the lockdown started, and there were students who have a COE, they are not able to lodge a visa, and there are students who are still waiting for the outcome of the visa. So we have kind of enroll all these students for this July session studying one subject. And if in case answering to the question which you told me about the refund policy, the student will be getting a letter of attainment for studying one subject. So the letter of attainment will be provided by the Federation University itself. So this certificate again can be used in other provider to apply for the credits. And the refund policy remains the same. As for our refund policy, if the visa is being refused, let's say by 2%, it will be refunded as usual by deducting only the processing fees of 5%. So the refund policy remains the same.
So the one subject plus processing fee, right? That will be deducted.
No. There will be no deduction for the one subject that has been studied. Indeed, we'll be providing the letter of attainment. We'll be deducting only the 5%, even though the visa has been granted, or maybe the even if the visa is being refused. We will not deduct any cost of studying one subject online.
That's a very good initiative, because some providers, they will not refund the amount paid for online subjects.
No, we are refunding everything. So we'll be not deducting anything for the online
studies. We definitely have a few good points that you already told us about ATMC's approach towards COVID-19, and then also helping out students. It was a pleasure having you, Lucinda. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we hope to talk to you soon with some applications at ATMC Fed.
Sorry,
sorry.
I didn't get you. Applications?
We hope to talk to you soon with some applications at ATMC.
Yes, definitely. Yes, we shouldn't be stopping the process. Yeah. So let us
Please stay safe, and would you like to say some final words to the participants today and to the students here in Nepal?
Yeah, it was very, short, and then short session, short presentation which I have shared with people, So, but then I'm very much sure, if in case you have any doubt, any concern, anything related to application, anything related to your program, anything related to anything, you can always get in touch with the staff and then team members of GRAS International. So they have been working with us for a quite long period of time, so they'll be there to just assist you starting from the initial till the end, once you signed your application until the time you get your visa. So I would recommend to just get in touch with GRAS International.
Our offices are closed, we are existing virtually. Anywhere you want to contact us, on our Facebook page, on our website, even we have numbers given out on the website. You can contact us anywhere. And if you want to join ATMC, please do let us know, and we'll provide you with all the necessary information. Well, thank you, Lucinda. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, take care.
Bye-bye.